Today we are going to talk about Eric Borel. Born December 11, 1978 in Pau, France, and died September 24, 1995 in Cuers, in Var, in France. Eric is a French killer who, at the age of 16, murdered his family in Soliès-Pont in the arrondissement of Toulon in France on September 23, 1995, and then walks several kilometers to the village of Cuers, which for about 30 minutes will have shot down 12 other people and injured 4. This shooting, excluding the terrorism, is the deadliest mass killing in Europe, after Utøya in Norway.
Walkers know that nothing justifies the death of innocent people. Let us never forget September 24, 1995. This sentence is now engraved in stone at the foot of an olive tree in Place Besonneau in Cuers. At the beginning of the afternoon on September 23, 1995, around 5 p.m., Eric Borel, 16 years old, armed with a .22 long rifle, kills his stepfather, 48 years old, his half-brother, 11 years old, and his mother, 42 years, a little later, who was returning from Mass. Caught up in murderous madness, he hammers his victim down with a hammer before cleaning up a little and hiding the 3 bodies under sheets. Then he fled in the middle of the night. Eric would have killed his stepfather in the kitchen with his weapon, and would have been relentless on his skull with a hammer then. He would have killed his half-brother, Jean-Yves Bichet, 11 years old, found on the sofa in the living room. He was watching TV. He have even crushed the half-brother's head with his shoe. Then he will wait for his mother to come home to assassinate her in turn in the hall, a bullet in the head. Her body will fall into the open cupboard next to her. That same night, Jean-Luc Bichet, the son of Yves Bichet, Eric's father-in-law, returned home around 11 p.m. after visiting his mother Martine, seeing that the house was barricaded. After calling the gendarmerie, the police, in French, he tried to enter it. What Jean-Luc and the gendarmerie will discover is a chilling horror thing. The house of Soliès-Pont was next to the house of Yves Bichet's parents. Moreover, the land belonged to his parents. On the evening of the massacre, the parents will not hear the gunshot nor the terror of this tragic evening. When Yves' son, Jean-Luc, goes through the cellar to access the interior of the barricaded house, he was accompanied by his grandmother, who was waiting at the door.
After sleeping under the stars near a stream in Soliès-Pont, Eric arrives early in the morning at the home of Alan, his friend.
Eric offers Alan to run away, but he refuses. Eric had been talking to him about running away for a while, but Alan didn't want to. He loved his life here, but he felt sorry for Eric and wanted to help him, but he didn't want to not live with him and leave his family, his friends, and his girlfriend. Eric, disappointed, then shoots him in the back. Taken to hospital in serious condition, the young boy succumbs to his injuries. Eric Borel continues on his way and reaches the neighboring village of Cuers. Still with his rifle, he begins to shoot at random at people around him. Shots always potentially fatal, shots made to kill. He began to kill on the outskirts of the village coming from Soliès-Pont. Ginette Violette, who opens her shutters, and her neighbor, Denise Otto, who took out her trash cans, are killed instantly, and Jean Otto, Denise's husband, is injured. Then he shoots Tora the house through the Logero glass doors. Jean Logero, 16, 8, was seriously injured as she went out to feed the chickens, and her husband Felix, 82, was also injured. Jean died a month later. He will then shoot Rodolphe in Corvala, 59 years old, on the terrace of his brother's home, killing him instantly. Arrived in the center of the village, Mohamed Marad, a 41-year-old Mason, will be the next victim. Eric shoots him in the chest and then approaches to shoot him in the head. Then in the neighboring street he will kill Mario Pagani, 75, in front of the Maison de la Presse, where he had just bought his newspaper. Then he will kill André Coletta, 65, who was walking her dog. Then two people in front of the bank to withdraw money were the next targets of Eric. André Touré, 62 years old, and Marius Bourdon, 59 years old, are shot. Jean Boursereau, a local photographer from Nice Matin, crosses paths with Eric and is shot. He will be seriously injured in the neck. The last victim, Pascal Mostaki, a boy of his age, is shot dead by Eric. Eric will finish his escape and his murderous madness near the college, committing suicide with his rifle, shooting himself between the two eyes. Eric Borel is the son of Marie-Jeanne Parenti and Jacques Borel, who both worked in the army at the time of his birth. Eric is from an affair is quite short. His parents separated soon after his birth. His mother did not want the child and did not love the father. Eric is for her a mistake that she won't erase from memory. Eric was therefore sent to Jackie's parents in Limoges, where he remained there until the age of 7. But his mother, who has only visited Eric occasionally until then, gets together with Yves Bichet, who encourages her to reconnect with her son and bring her to her house in Soliers-Pont, in the district of Niders. He is described as a very intelligent but very discreet child. Apparently, Marie-Jeanne Parenti 2 days before the killing, which will cost her her life. She will have drawn the tarot cards, and in a notebook she will write there what the cards will reveal to her. And what she writes is great danger, especially for the family, great danger. Eric's mother, Marie-Jeanne Parenti, is a rather cold, strict lady, is also a believer, invested in the Catholic circles but also in the National Front. She had racist tendencies. A former soldier, she was working at the time of the murders at the town hall of Soliers-Pont.
But there would have been mistreatment toward on her son, Eric, on her part, considering Eric as a child of sin. Humiliation and violence are therefore apparently being daily leaving no room for the emotional.
We even talk about an anecdote. One day when Eric breaks his arm at the age of 8 while going down a toboggan, rather than coming home, he goes into hiding until he is found trembling with pain for fear of his mother. His mother does not even want to bring him back to the emergency room. It is the stepfather who will do it despite the protest of Marie-Jeanne. She finds Eric too sensitive and too emotional. She doesn't understand him. Eric loved literature and the fantastic universe. In the book 8 Kilometers by Bruno Massey, which refers to the story of the killing, we learn that one of his college professors, Ellen, said of Eric that he was talented, discreet, attentive, but also that she had met his mother, and that she had found her violent, harsh, and irritable. And she will tell a chilling anecdote. Eric owned little chicks. He had even built an enclosure with his stepfather, Yves Bichet. Eric spoke about his chicks every day at school to his fellow teachers when he was in 7th grade. But one day his mother, annoyed by the results, she found break from her son, made an appointment with his teacher and threatened to change his school before declaring that she will kill the little chicks in front of Eric. Unlike his mother, Eric Borel maintains a good relationship with his father-in-law, Yves Bichet, who already had 2 children from a previous relationship, Frank and Jean-Luc. Yves appreciated Eric and tried to build a good relationship with him, but Marie-Jeanne forbids her companion to maintain too much of a relationship with Eric. Frank, the eldest son of Jean-Yves Bichet, Eric's father-in-law, will say of Marie-Jeanne that she was a stupid and mean woman.
The relationship with his real father is complicated. Eric Borel develops an admiration for the military. He even attributes heroic acts to his father during the Indochina War and seems to revere his half-brother, Frank Bichet, who served in the army.
But his father did not take care of Eric. In summer 1995, Eric spent his holidays with his paternal grandparents. His father, who lives not far from there, will only see his son once. His relationship with his brother Jean-Luc is good. He did not like his stepmother, Marie-Jeanne, either, and so how she behaved with Eric. Big Pig, Little Asshole. Here are the nicknames that his mother gave to Eric since he came to live with her. She will spend her time treating him badly, eating him, insulting him, telling him that it is only his biological mother, while on the contrary, his brother Jean-Yves is the pride of his parents and of his mother Marie-Jeanne, would not hesitate for a single second to cede the merits of his son and to reward him. Eric was a neglected and constantly devalued child. His emotional privation and the fact that he is more or less on his own will not help his good mental and social construction. He began to develop a fascination with violence, weapons, violent films, but also Nazism and macabre events. Let us not forget the social context. Eric is the son of a militant and racist mother and of a military father. We are witnessing here a social reproduction. In fact, in wanting to try to please his family, he sometimes even adopts their values indirectly.
He wanted to try to be seen well by his mother. He had become more and more cold and withdrawn. He was trying to become a robust man that his mother would stop criticizing and who maybe would love him.
He decided to enter military college, but unfortunately he will fail. His mother's demeaning reaction will follow. She will call him a little girl and a good for nothing. Eric has built a shell that sometimes led to lying to attract attention. He will say that his father died of cancer. He have an imaginary girlfriend. In short, he will try to attract attention. This attention that he did not have at home. This pity for him which resembled affection. People who were finally there for him. He invents a life better than the one he lives. He no longer accepts this reality which makes him suffer. Eric Borel was at the professional high school Georges Sisson in Toulon, where he studied electromechanics. Studious student, he described as disciplined and calm, but before the shooting, he appears as a tormented student. He escaped classes and spoke of fleeing his home. He would have even confided his desire for suicide to one of his comrades, but by wanting to kill 2 or 3 people before that.
But above all, he wanted to live, to run away from his family. He spoke of this plan to Alan. At the beginning, he spoke of giving his family sleeping pills and of going to live in the forest in Limoges where he grew. But Alan didn't take him seriously. Alan's girlfriend, Aude, remembers Eric as a cold person, and she was afraid of him. She had asked Alan to move away from Eric, whom she considered gloomy.
The day before the massacre, while Eric had called Aude's home to speak to Alan, who was not yet there, when Aude found out, she spoke of her concerns to Alan, who therefore called Eric that same evening, telling him to leave him alone, to which Eric would have replied, "You will have blood on your conscience." Eric took it as a betrayal, an abandonment, another one. It was nothing for the other, nothing compared to Aude, nothing compared to all. So the next day, when he went to Alan's home to try again his chance to live with him, he could not bear this emptiness, refusal, and his anger took over. This act of killing, this carnage that we often find in mass killing, represents this revenge on the world. The Columbine massacre showed the importance of school bullying in Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold's desire to make a massacre that we would not forget, to avenge the harassment of their high school. Eric Borel also wanted to show by his stroke of madness that he was not what his mother said, a weakling, and he wanted to mark the spirits. By analyzing the mass killing in schools in Columbine, Virginia Tech, and other Illinois, the American sociologist Rachel Kalish and Michael Kimmel noted in 2010 in the article Suicide by Mass Murder, Masculinity, Aggrieved Entitlement, and Rampage School Shootings, common points in the motivation of the authors and in their troubled perception of masculinity. The mass killers, mainly men, were humiliated, injured, or intimidated by other people or relatives. Thus, young people thus saw the passage to the act as the right to take revenge of a group which had lowered them, and like the only way to have their so-called masculine identity in a stereotypical context. Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold, the Columbine killers, did not support the bullying of which they were the victim in their school. For Eric Borel, it was a continual belittling of his mother.
In the book 8 Kilometers by Bruno Massey, we can read that the author, to meet the person who autopsied Eric, Jean Rivollet, and the latter who have told him that during his autopsy he would have discovered something incredible. Eric Borel, who had died within 24 hours, presented a significant and extremely advanced putrefaction corresponding rather to a minimum deaths occurring more than 3 to 5 days. Moreover, the heart of Eric was black, as if Eric had been stricken with a fever consuming Eric from within as he killed.
Si vous avez aimé cette vidéo, n'hésitez pas à vous abonner, à cliquer sur la cloche, à mettre un petit pouce bleu, et puis pourquoi pas me laisser un petit commentaire. Bye bye! See you soon in your nightmare!